Hey y'all, I just had the craziest dream and I was gonna write it down and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna record it, like, because sometimes I just don't feel like writing stuff. So, this dream was super crazy. Like, I think dreams are crazy in general. That's just like the nature of dreams. So when I came into this dream, when my consciousness woke up in this dream, I was driving my grandmother to. I'm thinking I was driving her home because she lived in a nursing home. She just passed away in September of this year, 2025. And I was driving her home. And see, this dream had a lot of things that were happening in my real life intertwined in my dream. So I was very distracted as I was driving her home, and I'm like in my mind thinking about what happened this morning. Like my husband, we went fishing yesterday, and my oldest son, took his dad's work hat. Like it's a actual cap, but it has like a little like hard hat, little like insert inside of the cap, and he took it out and he was wearing it, and he lost the hat. Well, he didn't lose it, but he left it at the park because at the where we were fishing at, there's a little park there, and he left it there. So this morning when my husband was get ready to go to work, he's like, "Where's my hat? Where's my hat?" Like he's looking for it. So he got really upset because he needs it for work. So when I went back to sleep after he left, like this is the dream that I woke up in. So as I'm driving her home, I'm like in my mind thinking about this hat situation. Like I gotta go over there and see if I can find this hat. Like that's what I'm going through in my mind. And I'm parking to let her out, to let her go in the building. And I sideswipe a car that's parked in the stall next to me on the right, like on the front right side of my car. And I have a new car, so in the dream I still had the mentality of I have a new car, but the car in the dream was not the same car that I have right now. Like it was kind of like shaped the same, but it was white, and my car is gun metallic, so it wasn't the exact same car. So that was weird. And so like instantly as I parked, I knew something was wrong, and I was like, oh my god, like what the heck? And I jumped out and I'm looking, and I was just like, oh my god, like livid. Like I was freaking out because I realized that I freaking crashed my car, and I was like, oh my god, like I was just freaking out. And so like my car was kind of like tilted. I don't know if that makes any sense. Like it wasn't straight in the stall. It was kind of like curved this way. So like the front of the car was like touching the other car, but there was still space for her to get out the car. Like it was really weird. And so she's getting out the car, and she has a wheelchair that she was getting into, and somebody was helping her. Sorry, y'all, I just woke up, but I feel like it was my oldest daughter. She was helping her get into the wheelchair, right? And I'm like, okay, like they were out of the way of the door, but for some reason, like the front of my car was still touching the other car. Like it's weird, the spacing. And so let me think what happened. Okay, so they're out of the way of the door, but the door is still open, like if that makes any sense. And my grandma was like holding on to the side of the door, like trying to sit in her chair. And I'm like, okay, let me back up a little bit, so I can get my car off of this car, so if somebody comes out, they're not like freaking out like when they see their car. And so I like went to back up a little bit. Like I guess I thought that she wasn't touching the car, but she was. And so she like fell. She fell forward, which is weird, but like she fell forward out of the chair. And So I stop and I get out and I'm like trying to go check on her. And like someone comes out, like a worker comes out, a nurse, and she helps her and gets her in the building. And so like I end up driving my car to like the side or whatever, and I'm like assessing my car. I don't know why I drove over there. It's so weird. But I like drove over and I'm assessing my car, and there's like damage on the front. There's like the little grill thing on the front like came off, and and it's crunched up like on the side, on the right side, like right where the bumper is. And so I go and I'm like, I pick up the little grill part that fell off because it like looked like it could go back on. It had like little connectors. So I'm trying to put it back on, and then all of a sudden there's like this little tube that was attached to it or something, and it's just spewing water every fucking where. And I'm like, what the heck? You know, like I'm thinking this tube is attached to something, like maybe the AC system or something weird, like I don't know. And so it's like spewing water everywhere. And then I was trying to put it back on, and it went on, and I'm like adjusting it so it fits right and it looks right, because some of the pieces are like cracked and weird. And it just starts spewing water. And then so I take it off and I'm looking at it, and there's like a hose attached to the car that's attached to this piece of the grill, right? And this part of the grill is like more toward the top of the car, close to like the hood. And like I don't know, I was holding the tube, and then like I was holding it up, so the end of the tube was facing up, and then I turned it down, and then when I turned it down, like this black liquid starts coming down. Like, so I'm in my brain, I'm thinking it's like, oh my god, so oil's like on one side of the tube. Like it had like this line in the middle of the tube, so where it was like pressure regulated. And on one side of the line, like the line that was closer to the car, had like this black like oil stuff in it, and then the other side had water. It's so weird. It's a dream, y'all. It was weird as heck. And so when I turned it the other way, when I turned it down, the black stuff starts coming out toward the end of the tube. So I flip it back up real quick, and it goes back down. And as I'm holding it up, like I don't know, this tube just it's like it was a small little hose tube, like a little air tube that you use for your fish tank or something. And then all of a sudden it like just opens up, and I'm holding it up, and where I'm parked at, there's a tree there, and right now it's fall time, so trees are falling off the leaves like in real time, in real life. And so in the dream, all of a sudden, like I'm holding it up, and then all of a sudden I just noticed there's like leaves all in there, and there's leaves falling all in there, and it was a lot of leaves. I was like, oh my god, like I was just freaking out. And so I dump it upside down to get the leaves out, and then the tube just like closes in on itself. And then I was just like, oh my god, like I didn't know what to do. And so I just put the thing down, and I'm looking like on the back of my car, there's like packages there. And then across the parking lot, I see like the package man. I don't know if he was like FedEx or something. And like it's like he knew me, because he like was like looking at me. He was like waving at me, and he was like, oh yeah, I got the rest of them. Those are the rest of the packages. Because I did order some stuff recently, and I had like made a couple different orders. And he was like, oh yeah, no, I was just making sure I got all the rest of them. And I was like, okay, like, it was just weird, like, some random ass packages on the back of my car. But it was like the back of the car had like a flatbed. It's like almost like it had like a little trailer on the back, like one of those flat ones that you pull behind your car. That's what the packages were on. And it's just crazy. The dream was so weird. Like, I don't even know what to make of that dream. Like, it was a white car. My car is gun metallic. And then my grandma's not even living anymore. She passed away 2 months ago. Yeah, we're in November. 2 months ago, a little over two, no, a little less than 2 months ago, and just everything together with how it was mixing with my real life, mixed into the dream life. It was just so weird. Like, I don't know. I had to hold on. I had to like record this right now because there was no way I could write that down. But Dream Chronicles, y'all. Tell me what you think about that crazy ass dream.